News at 10.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Arnold. Thank you for joining us. A Fort Rucker employee remains in critical condition tonight after his car crashed early this morning in Geneva while he was on his way to work. WDHN's Robert Smith has the story. Now to the latest in the deadly mass shooting at that 4th of July parade in Highland Park. The man charged with killing 7 people at that Independence Day parade confessed to police that he unleashed a hail of bullets from a rooftop in suburban Chicago and then fled to the Madison, Wisconsin area where he contemplated shooting up an event there. But he did not. Morgan Norwood with details. The state of Alabama is well into its next surge of COVID-19 with cases and hospitalizations ramping up. Here in the Wiregrass, those numbers are at levels not seen since the beginning of this year. WDHN's Alex Valdez explains why the increase of cases is causing worry among medical professionals on the front line. In a little less than an hour, a medical procedure is planned for a famous patient, not only in the Wiregrass, but the entire world. And we're talking about Arnold McWeevil. A few months ago, you may recall, a young customer at the Enterprise McDonald's accidentally put a little too much weight on one of Arnold McWeevil's arms. The stress of the weight caused a painful break in the forearm, which was quickly handled by area medical professionals. And at 6 o'clock tonight, Dr. Nola Ernest of the Enterprise Pediatric Clinic will remove the cast on Mr. McWeevil. And you don't even have to head to the City of Progress to witness this medical breakthrough. WTHN will carry a live stream from the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce as Dr. Ernest uses her medical training on Mr. McWeevil to fix him up good as new. Well, coming up on WDHN, the next hearing on the January 6th Capitol riot has been set now for July 12th with a former White House counsel set to testify. Plus, amazing video out of Florida of a truck struck by lightning. These stories and more after the break. Stay with us.
Viewers are loving Amanda Arnold on WDHN. Just listen to what Barbara says.
This station has needed this for such a long time. I'm excited to watch the news again.
And now, Amanda, finally on the evening news. Can't wait to see what comes next.
Be sure to watch Amanda Arnold now on WDHN at 5, 6, and 10.
Amanda, I think I'm gonna have to get a job at one of these stations.
I think so. You pass the audition for the DJ every single time you read that.
Well, I hear you guys all the time on these stations.
Mike always hears us singing during some of our later night shows when we start to go off the rails a little bit. So I think he thinks that.
I wasn't going to bring that up, folks.
I'm glad they're not around.
Enjoy your evening. We will see you tonight at 10. Thanks. The Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade. Good evening. I'm Amanda Arnold. In a landmark decision today, the Supreme Court has ended constitutional protections for abortion rights that have been in place for almost half a century. Justin Finch is at the Supreme Court with this historic ruling. But here in Alabama, those against abortion have a slight edge. Back in May, WDHN with Emerson College asked a sample of 1,000 Alabamians about their thoughts on abortion. 47% said the Supreme Court should overturn Roe v. Wade, while 41% thought the law should stand, and the other 12% were unsure. Today's ruling is sending shockwaves throughout Alabama, which is moving quickly to ban abortion. WDHN's Aaron Dixon is live in the newsroom now to continue our coverage. Aaron? Thank you, Aaron. Lawmakers in Georgia weighed in on today's Supreme Court decision. The Peach State is also among those states that have trigger laws that would ban abortion in 30 days. State lawmakers say abortion rights will play a crucial role in the months ahead of the November midterm elections. Georgia's controversial heartbeat bill, which bans abortion about 6 weeks into a pregnancy, was struck down by a federal court in 2020, but could now go back into effect. The governor and state lawmakers could call a special session for a stricter abortion ban, but that could also risk economic backlash from Georgia's film industry. Birmingham is welcoming thousands of athletes and visitors for the start of the World Games. Nearly 4,000 athletes and thousands more fans from all over the world will not only be cheering at the games, they'll be spending money too. Birmingham City Councilman Hunter Williams estimates Alabama will benefit from roughly $250 million in economic impact. One day into summer and scorching hot weather is already hitting the Wiregrass. You're looking live at Dothan, where the temperatures have been flirting triple digits, and tomorrow could be even worse. Good evening, I'm Amanda Arnold. Thank you for joining us. As hot as it is outside, the Wiregrass could be in store for even hotter temperatures soon. So for more details, we join our Chief Meteorologist Matthew Wine in the First Alert Weather Center. Matthew.
Amanda.
Showers and flash flood warnings popping up around the Wiregrass this afternoon. But what does the rest of the week hold? For more on that, we go to Chief Meteorologist Matthew Wine in the First Alert Weather Center. Matthew?
Amanda, it's 5 o'clock. I may have forgotten what time it is, but I haven't forgotten how to do weather, I promise. Let's take a look at radar here, where, of course, on Viper Radar.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Arnold. Thank you for joining us. An Abbeville man is assessing the damage tonight after a car ran off the road and into his home. It all began with a police chase, but now neighbors are seeking change in the community so this doesn't happen again. WDHN's Aaron Dixon with the story. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has finally agreed to resign. This ends an unprecedented political crisis over his future that has paralyzed Britain's government, including the resignation of 40 members of Johnson's government. Well, coming up next, a star-studded day at the White House when President Biden awarded 17 people with the nation's highest civilian award, including an Alabama civil rights icon. The full story after the break. Alabama civil rights attorney Fred Gray was among the special 17 who received the nation's highest civilian honor today, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has more.
At 6.
And good evening, I'm Mike Erspan.
And I'm Amanda Arnold. Thank you for joining us. A police officer who was shot while on duty in 2019 and endured countless surgeries and therapy sessions while also having to miss the birth of his child is in jail tonight.
Yeah, in fact,
Well, you have never seen so many Volkswagen Beetles at one time. Call it Beatlemania, but certainly not the musical variety. An estimated 1,000 Volkswagen Beetles took to the streets of Mexico City. Well, none the worse for wear. Look at that. They've got a few
We need
extras.
to bring it back, Amanda.
It's back. It looked like it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
I could take that to the
not.
beach
They're hanging
on
around.
Wednesday.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night. Good night. WDHN is your local election headquarters, and tonight is Alabama's runoff election eve. One of the state races that voters are keeping an especially close eye on, the seat for the U.S. Senate. And before voters head to the polls, candidate and Enterprise native Katie Britt is here in the Wiregrass for her countdown to the runoff rally. She's ending her campaign where it started, right here in the Wiregrass where she grew up. Our Alex Valdez is live in Daleville for tonight's event. Alex? Law enforcement officers nationwide are looking for solutions to eliminate mass shooting incidents, and that was on the agenda last week when Geneva County Sheriff Tony Helms attended the National Sheriff's Association annual meeting in Kansas City, Missouri. As we know, okay, well, then that's what we're up for. And we look forward to seeing you all back at 6. You at 6.
I'll be here at 6.
Matthew will be back at
later.
10. Okay, good. We want to thank you.
And Amanda will be here somewhere.
I'm going to be what?
You're here somewhere.
Hi.
You gonna wave?
Thanks.
Viewers are loving Amanda Arnold on WDHN. Just listen to what Barbara says.
This station has needed this for such a long time. I'm excited to watch the news again.
Movie lovers unite to share their favorite films of all time.
My favorite movies, West Side Story. They enrich our emotions and expand our empathy. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
The Oscars, live Sunday, March 27th on WDHN.